Now we are going to discuss FMG pattern questions. The question number one is there is a what is Caroli's disease? Caroli's disease is a type 5 choledochal cyst. Okay, Caroli's disease is basically intrahepatic choledochal cyst. Okay, or you can say a type 5 choledochal cyst. This type 1 to 5 is on the basis of Todani's classification. Now, what is type 1 here? Type 1 is cystic dilatation of CBD. Cystic CBD dilatation. Type 2 is diverticular dilatation of CBD. Diverticular. Type 3 is intraduodenal portion of dilatation of intraduodenal portion of CBD. Type 4A and type 4B. In type 4A, there is both intrahepatic and extrahepatic dilatation. And in type 4B, it is only extrahepatic dilatation. And type 5 is only intrahepatic. And this type 5 is also known as Caroli's disease. And the treatment of choice is liver transplantation. Okay. Now, the next question, what is Charcot's triad? So, Charcot's triad is seen in cholangitis and it is characterized by pain, fever, and jaundice. Okay. What is the correct answer here? It is pain, fever, jaundice. Correct answer is A. Okay. Now, cholangitis. What is the most common cause of cholangitis? It is CBD stones. And what is Reynolds pentad? It is pain, fever, jaundice. That is Charcot's with shock and altered mental status. Okay. So this is regarding Charcot's triad. Now the next question is, according to a Bismuth-Strasberg classification, the cystic duct stump blowout is classified as type A injury. Okay. This is also the most common type of bile duct injury. This is a bile duct injury basically. So in bile duct injuries, what is the most common cause for bile duct injury? So the most common cause is cholecystectomy. Okay. And among lap cholecystectomy or open cholecystectomy, it is more commonly caused by laparoscopic cholecystectomy. Okay. Now, what is this type A, B, C, and D? Okay. Uh, so now I'm going to make a diagram. So this is type A is by a cystic duct stump blowout or a subvesical duct of Luschka injury. This is type A. Type B is due to clipping of aberrant right hepatic duct or occlusion of aberrant right hepatic duct. Type C is cutting of aberrant right hepatic duct leading to a leak. And type D is lateral injury. Okay, so type A is cystic duct stump blowout. Or leak from duct of Luschka. Type B is occlusion of aberrant right hepatic duct. Type C is division of aberrant right hepatic duct. Okay, division leading to a leak, and type D is lateral injury to the common hepatic duct. So this is regarding Strasberg classification of bile duct injuries. Now the next question, all are true about primary sclerosing cholangitis except this PSC stands for primary sclerosing cholangitis. Commonly affects age 40 to 45 years, yes. More commonly in males, yes. Most patient presents with advanced disease, no. And it is progressive, ultimately fatal unless liver transplant is undertaken, yes. Okay. So now, what is the primary sclerosing cholangitis? Now, it is autoimmune disease, and there is a stricturing inflammation which leads to stricture of both intrahepatic and extrahepatic bile ducts. So it is more commonly seen in men. So it is autoimmune disease which are generally seen in female, but PSC is seen more commonly in men, and it is associated with ulcerative colitis. So in PSC, ulcerative colitis is present in up to 70 to 80% of patients. Okay, so almost 70 to 80% of patients of PSC they have ulcerative colitis. Okay, so what happens in patients of PSC? Generally, they have ulcerative colitis. There is a patient who is having long-standing diarrhea. Now the patient started developing some LFT abnormality. Sometimes the patient starts developing cholangitis or itching or jaundice, and then we get the LFT done. Generally, there is raised alkaline phosphatase or GGT. SGOT, SGPT is initially normal. Then we get the MRCP done. Investigation of choice is MRCP, and in case if there is PSC, then the treatment of choice is to go for liver transplantation. While we are waiting for liver transplantation, we can give high dose UDCA, ursodeoxycholic acid, till the patient is waiting for liver transplantation. Okay, and then ultimately the treatment of choice is liver transplantation. Now the next question, what is the most common site of cholangiocarcinoma? Is it distal bile duct, hilum, intrahepatic bile duct, or multifocal? So the most common site here is hilum. So the cholangiocarcinomas, suppose this is left hepatic duct, right hepatic duct, they join together and form a common hepatic duct. Now this common hepatic duct joins together with cystic duct to form a CBD. Okay, which joins with pancreatic duct, then make ampulla, which ultimately drains into duodenum. Okay, so this cholangiocarcinoma can occur at the level of hilum also. It can occur at the level of common hepatic duct, CBD, mid CBD also can occur, and so it is generally a hilar cholangiocarcinoma, which is the most common type. Okay, and other types are a mid CBD cholangiocarcinoma or a distal cholangiocarcinoma. Okay, now what is the classification for hilar cholangiocarcinoma? So for classification of hilar cholangiocarcinoma, it depends on the name of the classification is Bismuth-Corlett, and it is based whether the common hepatic duct is involved or the hilum is involved, or whether it is going into the primary biliary confluence or the secondary biliary confluence. Okay, but the most common type is the hilum cholangiocarcinoma. Overall, if we see, the proximal cholangiocarcinomas are more common than the distal cholangiocarcinomas. Now the next point is, what is the treatment of choice for distal cholangiocarcinoma? The treatment of choice is Whipple's pancreaticoduodenectomy. Okay, and the treatment of choice for hilar cholangiocarcinoma is CPD excision with routine caudate lobectomy with lymphadenectomy. Okay, now what is the investigation of choice for cholangiocarcinoma? It is MRI plus MRCP, MRI abdomen plus MRCP. This is the investigation of choice. And why a routine caudate lobectomy is done in hilar cholangiocarcinoma? Because caudate receives blood supply from both the left side as well as the right side. That is why there is early involvement of caudate in the hilar malignancies. That is why a routine caudate lobectomy is recommended in hilar cholangiocarcinomas.